All right, we're going to break down your backside 360 to figure out how we can get it to the next level. First thing I want to note is there's a lot to really like here. Your in run's really close, your wind up's looking really solid, your snap position, look at how similar that is to mine, and mine's pretty good, so that is really awesome. All the way up into right here, nothing we really need to change except for some minor tweaks that should be easy to adjust. It's this stage right here that's throwing you off because everything else is looking really proper. So let's go and talk about how we can go and get your axis rotation way more controllable, what will then make your spin way more controllable. This is definitely ready to be taken on snow, but there's a few little changes we can do to make it easier and make it so it will translate to bigger spins sooner. But first is on the in run here. So I really like this position. This position is awesome, really fantastic. But notice how your board is maintaining a straight line, and then you're needing to rely on putting some leaning into your board right here, making it so you're in a really aggressive position later into the jump. Let's go and start with this lean so that way you can mellow it out, because the only reason you want to do that lean is to set your board onto this light little angle right here, and we want to get onto this angle with as little motion as possible. So I want you to try visualize coming in, staying super relaxed and calm, and slowly transitioning or aggressively transitioning to that angle, and then slowly getting out of it so that way you're in this calm position, but with way less sideways momentum and way less jank going on right at the start. From there, as you transition to your toe edge, it's looking pretty good. You're on your toe edge too early though. See here how you're already round up on your toe edge? We can delay this even more. Just patient, getting on your toe edge around the blue. Pass the blue a little bit before getting on your toe edge and doing the lineup. Here you can see that I'm still like trying to get into my toe edge position. And I'm not fully wound up into like right here going all the way up it. Where you're wound up all the way over here, still when you're on your heel edge a little bit. So let's keep the stuff a little more relaxed and be a little bit more patient for getting on that toe edge, and that's just going to make it way easier. And that should solve this little bit of angle and just make it so it's more flexible and more adjustable. But you do a really good job holding that position, what we love to see. The fact that you can get on your toe edge too soon and still hold a really good position is fantastic, and that's going to help you so much for future spins. For the posture here, we can actually go and straighten this up just a little bit. Not for the actual takeoff itself. The actual takeoff itself is really good, but just right here, if we go into leg getting onto your toe edge a little bit, you're now ready to go and add a little bit of a glute flex and a hip push out to try to get you taller over your snowboard. So I'd like to see you going and getting this point just slightly taller over the board, because you're hitting this position right here with bend in the legs and bend in the torso. This is the spoon of the jump, and it's where the jump has the most G-force. So that's going to make it so you're going and getting compressed down, and that's going to make it so there's a chance that you get collapsed forward, especially when doing bigger spins. With this much bend in the body, it's also going to be really hard to like open the waist and stuff. So the bend you have like for the actual like jump and as you're taking off is really good. Let's try to be in a little more relaxed and neutral position coming up here. If we go and look at this, we can see that it's really close, but let's just go and flex the glutes a little bit, pull everything a little bit taller, so then you're like in this position instead, if that makes sense. And then from there, everything looks really good. Snap timing looks good. Board coming up, not coming off of your tail, staying nice and stacked and centered over your board. This is absolutely fantastic. Head timing, really good. It's right here that we're going to be able to make the most significant changes and the biggest difference between yours and mine. So like, this is going to be such a subtle little head and arm movement that's going to change the game for you, because everything else is looking really fantastic and really set you up to land some really good ones. And your issue is right here. Let's go and actually zoom her in quick. Ooh, I have the drawing on. So what are we noticing right here? Your head is reaching and looking around the shoulder. So you're tucking your head in towards your shoulder, and that's going to making you elongate, and that's why you're getting the straight spine posture, and that's setting your rotation over your heels. And because of this, as you go and rotate, you're now rotating over your heel edge, and that's going to make it so you're rotating over this foot, and that's why you're getting off axis. So see how your head is going and pulling down up and over the shoulder and dropping you down. And this is actually what's throwing off your whole axis of rotation. You're spotting over your shoulder here. So let's go and zoomer back out. Doop, doop, doop. So if we compare that to mine, we can see this is where the biggest difference is. My upper body's over, keeping my weight set over the balls of my feet, and my head's positioned down underneath my arm. My back arm's also leading the rotation. So how do we go and change this? All you need to do to change this is two things. First, we need to make sure that your arm is pulling into the spin the whole way. The reason right now why you're hesitant to pull that arm is because you're looking over your shoulder. So if you look over your shoulder and pull your arm, you're going to get tilted over that back foot, throwing off your axis of rotation. So we need to open that back arm, but we also need to make sure that we're keeping our upper body set over our toe edge. So right here, this is the position. This is power. This is the range of motion you want to have. So I want you to hold this position off a takeoff, and instead of trying to look around the shoulder, elongating yourself, instead just take your back arm, pull it, and keep this head in this neutral position. And as you pull that back arm, what it's going to do is it's going to slowly open up your chest. And this opening up the chest position will make it so the spot naturally comes while keeping your head under. So see how my shoulder's pulling, and that's opening my chest, taking everything to that back foot, while keeping me centered, and that's really what's putting me into this powerful spot. That's giving me the control. And the benefit is you're at 180, where your tail of your snowboard's still pointed up instead of pointed down. Because you're looking over your head and your weight's being set this way, your board's now pointed down, and this is why you're sometimes landing nose heavy on your backside 360s. This is also making it so you can't lead with your back arm, and that's going to make it so you can't utilize counter rotation. So you have to do the full rotation in one motion, and that's why it's so stiff. So I have a little 540 here, and we'll go and compare it to this so you can get a better sense of how you can move on through the spins. So I'm popping up, taking this back arm, leading with it while keeping that spot down. So even on something like a back 5, a back 7, I'm not going and pulling my head over the shoulder, trying to lead that rotation of the head. Instead, I'm leading with my shoulders, and I'm keeping my head in this position. And that pulling of the back arm is going to naturally set my upper body in a spot to be leading with my head. So I'm not actively using my neck muscles. Instead, my neck muscles are relaxed and calm, and that's going to let me hold the spot. And this is making it so my board's on an axis of rotation that's controllable. And because I know you want to do back 5s, let me show you just the biggest difference. A backside 540, you want to rotate like a backside 360, you land tail heavy. So see here, if I landed a backside 360 right now, I'd be completely boned. This means that you do want to have your rotation set a little bit more over your front foot, but it's important to do it with this proper process we went over in this video, not by going and trying to look around your shoulder. Because if you try to do a back 7 or a backside 540 with this looking around the shoulder, it's going to go and just make it harder and harder the bigger the spin is. And this is really the only thing holding you back from world-class backside spins. So final recap, let's go and get your board angled slightly earlier. So that way you don't need to do this last second transition. And we can do this by having your back arm over here a little bit sooner to like go and try put that pressure in. It's just a slight board shift. Then just delay getting into your toe edge a little bit longer. Like an extra board length here is going to help you so much. Next, flex the glutes and try to go and push out that back hip, pulling it forward to try to get yourself a little bit taller. Not much taller, but a little bit taller will help you here. Then for your snap, all really good, really fantastic. Let's take this position, hold this position, and pull with that back arm while keeping the head there, and trusting that the spot will come around naturally. That will put you into this position right here, ideally, where you're feeling neutral, calm, relaxed, and the landing's coming to view. And from there, you can pull with your arm, and if you need to speed up the rotation, you can pull it back to counter rotate. So the thing that you're missing in your backside 360s is this leading with the chest, leading with the arm, not leading with the head, and that's why you're not able to utilize counter rotation, and that's why your axis of rotation is off, and you don't have that little bit of micro control. But it's looking really fantastic. Let's make these changes and see how it goes. But either way, this is ready for snow, but there is a few ways you can make it a lot safer.